Hello everybody, welcome back to Back Out of the Case. This is Skyflight44, aka Sect44, and today I'm playing some more Ratchet and Clank. Have I told you I love this game? Well, maybe not as much as, 2 or 3, or Tools of Destruction. Oh, good, I have fallen that. Or The Crack in Time. Or even, to be honest now, Into the Nexus, but this game's still great. Not gonna say much, but we're gonna get straight into a cutscene.
It's him, Skid McMarks.
That man from the infobot.
In the flesh, little dude. You guys get a load of that epic space battle I was in?
We saw you, screaming for help.
That was like a war cry. My agent and I got ambushed on the way to hoverboard practice.
Did he survive the crash, sir?
He's okay, but I've had a little trouble getting back to my ship due to my sprained ankle.
Oh, come on.
If you can take out all the sand sharks, I just might have a spare hoverboard for you.
We'd love to help you, Mr. McMarks, but Ratchet and I need to find Captain...
One of your boards? I've always wanted a decent hoverboard. Well, alright. You just keep that foot elevated.
In this game, more than any other game in the entire series, you can just see how selfish Ratchet is. Which, I've already gone in why I really enjoyed his character development throughout the entire series. It really is, mostly just because it goes on, it doesn't happen instantaneous. In that most of his present personality in the very beginning, you can justify it. Up here, another gold bolt. That took me, this is one of the gold bolts that took me forever to actually find. It's just because I didn't actually see those cracks so well. There actually is a crack there. But that's exactly why I believe they gave you the bomb glove from the very beginning of the game. Because all of those you actually need an explosive weapon, and the next explosive weapon actually doesn't really work at all, or doesn't work well. Oh crap. Another good thing about the later games, you actually go into the quick menu, it actually pauses the game. In this one, it doesn't actually pause the game. I want to destroy these guys. And there's 2 in here. If you actually left them there, they're just gonna make more mooks. And I do believe they might actually still give you bolts, but they don't give you as many bolts after you've beaten them once. Oh shit, got hit! Finally I got hit! I knew I was gonna get hit there. Well, there goes my no-hit run. I can't believe I went through 2 videos without actually getting hit. But trying to do this with the wrench or any of the other weapons we have, very, very stupid. The fact that you can actually move and spray the flamethrower really, really does help. And yeah, I missed one. There's 19 over there. However, actually, later in the video, I'm actually going to be getting one of my favorite weapons in the entire game. Can't get it here, though. But, holy crap, it really is one of my favorite weapons in the entire... Oh, crap. I got hit again. Again, one of the reasons why having this to defeat these small little enemies is... It's not required, but... It is by far much better than anything else.
Here, man. Catch.
A brand new Z3000. You can't even buy these.
Well, I got a bail. Catch you dudes at the hoverboard races.
Okay, we got the hoverboard. The hoverboard is a minigame that I really don't care for. The first one isn't too bad, but the second one is just a pain in the ass. I never cared for the hoverboard. The hover bike challenges were definitely an improvement, but even then, I really didn't care about them. The hover bike being in the second Ratchet and Clank game. They pretty much got rid of them until high impact games, pretty much, was it studios, whatever. High impact actually went and brought it back in Size Matters. Except the skyboarding wasn't too bad, it just that it took forever to do, in my opinion. I just need to look at my ammo. One of the things that why I really hate the Blarg homeworld, especially, I believe it was Orzon, is the fact that if you continuously fail, especially when you're trying to go and buy the ammo for the better weapons, your money, if you continuously fail and try to do that, will go down really fast. And that's one of the things I don't necessarily like about it. While your bolts kind of completely inflate, just how many you get, just it's so much more than the original game and all the other games. The weapons prices go up as well. Everything pretty much goes up when you actually need to spend bolts, except for the ammo. In which this is the only game in which you actually have to sometimes worry about spending money on ammo. Just because... oh crap. In all the later games, because of how many bolts you actually get, you're still spending the same amount of bolts as you would pretty much in the first game than you would be in all the later games for ammo. But you get so many more bolts than all the other ones. You can get 1,000,000 bolts on all the other games. Easy. This one, you can barely even get a few. I have no idea why I did that. This is one of the things that happens very frequently in the actual Ratchet and Clank series. Swing shot courses. I love these things. Especially when you do it fast. It really makes you feel... it's just cool to do. The swing shot itself is a pretty cool gadget. In which there is actually one swing shot part of this course that's actually really fun to do later on. You can actually get a skill point if you don't actually touch the floor at all. Not at this point. There's pretty much no way you could actually do it. However, one of the things that they actually tried doing with the swing shot later on was that they tried going and making they tried adding new things that you could actually do with the swing shot, and which after the second game they took all those abilities away. However, they still tried doing the same thing, and they added the abilities of a second gadget that you can actually get in the second game. Kind of just merged the swing shot and the dynamo, and that, you know, it's just cool. So let's go over here. Gonna touch that. All you have to do is touch him. You can touch him from the sides, unlike Crash Bandicoot. And then let's go back. Now this is the room where if you actually don't touch the floor, which is actually a lot of fun to do, you'll get a skill point for it. Yep, got a skill point. Now I believe I can actually see the skill points. No, I can't. I actually have to go and beat the game, maybe. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to beat the game to actually see my skill points. There's 30 in the entire game. The only reason why I'm not doing them for you is the fact that a lot of them it's go and destroy with the Visibomb, the Devastator, or sometimes a turret. Some of the, what was it called? Some of those flying ships in the sky. There's actually a lot of different ships you can shoot in the sky. Now, here's pretty much the only time in the entire game, I believe, you have to manually do this, because it's too far up. Alright, and here's a trespasser. There are multiple different gadgets like this in the entire series. But this is basically a little puzzle in which you actually have to go and, as you see, get all those beams to go and reach the, all of those things at the very end. I had no idea what I should call them. But it's kind of self-explanatory what... I don't really have to explain what I had to do. They get to be much harder. They don't get too hard. But, some of them were a little bit tricky the first time I played the game. Iridia really isn't all that difficult if you have the weapons for it. Also, this is all of those but the last one actually got activated. That was strange. I believe this is actually one of the levels. Wait, let me just think. No, actually... Yeah, this is one of the levels there's actually 4 gold bolts in. That's a rarity. I showed you 2 of them. I can show you 1 more, but the last one's going to require the magnet boots in this game. The magnet boots are kind of fun to use? Question mark? The gravity boots in the later games, which actually comes right from the second game, and you pretty much in the later games have it from the very beginning of the game, and that the gravity boots basically allows you to stick to magnetic surfaces, which I'll point out once we actually get to it. But the thing about it is, with the magnet boots, you can't jump at all. And that kind of hinders you quite a bit. However, the gravity boots pretty much do the same exact thing, except you can jump. And you actually run at your normal speed and not at the slow speed the magnet boots do. I'm not saying the magnet boots are bad, it's just... Out of all of the gadgets, the magnet boots really are the one that I just don't really care for. Granted, to be honest, nothing is as bad as the some of the other parts of the game. Pretty much, Orzon is going to be by far the worst level in the entire game. And it comes right in the middle. And it has the last Clank section we're going to do, the second Clank section we're going to do in the game. And it makes me hate Clank or using him in this game. I really do hate that stuff. Not to mention, trying to do it as Ratchet is really difficult. There's some parts that I just think are bullshit. And others are just really strong enemies, and if you die, like you very well can, you're going to have to spend a lot of money getting more Devastator ammo. And if you're really trying to be safe, Visibomb ammo, which is incredibly expensive, incredibly useful, but absolutely expensive as all hell. Now, you can only go into the quicksand twice. You can't jump out of it if you fall into it 3 times in a row.
No signal whatsoever. This downtime is killing me.
Do you need medical attention, sir?
Don't be so literal, son. The problem is I'm stranded on this backwater planet and my star client is nowhere to be found.
Hey, we saw you on that info bot. You're Skid's agent.
Was Skid's agent. Haven't seen him since our ship crashed. And an agent without a client is like a flea without a dog. Say, you look like an athletic kid. If you can bring back the championship prize from the hoverboard races in Blackwater City, I'll make you my next star.
We have no time for trivial matters, sir.
I could be the next Skid McMarks.
Yeah. If we actually do that, in which we actually have to do what he says, we can get an actual new gadget from him, which I am going to be doing. Now, these are the magnet boot surfaces that we can actually go on. It looks simple enough here, innocent enough, but come to Orzon, I'm going to hate those sons of bitches. I hate everything in that level, except for the fact that that level will actually give you more health. You can actually extend your health in that level. It's expensive as all hell to get the last one. You have 4 now. You can get 5 for very cheap. So you can go up to 5 for very cheap, maybe like 4,000 bolts. But then you need 30 to get up to 8. Getting up to 8 is actually, you know, really good, but damn, is it expensive. And at that point, going up to 5 is all you really need. You really don't need more than 4 if you're good at the game. But if you're not having 5, it's cheap enough that you want to go for and also be really helpful.
Yes, quite lovely. That should just about do it. Commander, we are finished with this world. Commence towing our planet to its next destination. Lieutenant!
Yes, sir.
You have fulfilled your tree quota. Barely.
We are ready to return to base.
Not so fast, Lieutenant. Just because we don't need any more trees doesn't mean they should have them. Destroy everything.
Okay, we're going to be going to Eudora next. Eudora is an incredibly fun, for the most part, optional level. You do have to go here, but actually if you're doing a speed run, you could be done with this level in 30 seconds. I don't know how to do it, but there's a way you can actually glitch your way up around here, in which you can just like do the hyper strike a lot, and then just make your way until you actually just glitch into that building, but that's all you really have to do. However, for the most part, this entire level is optional, because all we're going to be doing is around here. But there's an entire level out there. And it's one of the levels in which most of the level is optional. Which is sad, since it's actually my favorite level in the entire game. And again, it gives us my favorite weapon in the entire game. Or one of my favorite weapons in the entire game. The Glove of Doom. Oh, this is so much fun. First of all, it only has 10 that I can actually use. Let's go buy some more ammo for this. We're not going to be able to buy too much. And again, the ammo's expensive. Oh, we actually have 10. But basically, you use it, and then these little robots come out that are really funny. They just giggle and shit. And they run to enemies, and then they do something. Let's look at it. They explode! And then they just try to find more enemies. And they're small and they're cute, and then they're just giggling shit. I just love them. They're adorable. They're adorable. And just, it's one of those weapons that is really good because you can just, you know, throw one out and then focus entirely on dodging your opponent's attacks and shit. Now we can actually do the Trespasser again. Okay, 2 to go on the receptors on the outside, and then just go and do this. It's going to be a little while before they actually get tough. They're just pretty much showing that these are the tutorial ones. Another reason why I went to Ardia first. You need a swing shot to get the Trespasser, and you need the Trespasser and the swing shot here to... Oh, shit. Bad, Ratchet. You're not supposed to wall jump there. First death. Very, very stupid of me. Well. But you need the Trespasser and the Swing Shot to actually do this right here. Now, I showed this before, but if you actually press square at these little bolts, you can actually turn those crank things, and then it'll do stuff. This is going to be something you actually use the wrench for quite a bit in the series. I probably should have waited until I got a bit, a bit higher. But what the hell? I'm not trying this one. But here's the thing. You actually do get a lot of these levels in different orders. And you don't necessarily have, because there's multiple paths or multiple areas that you can go to in the Ratchet and Clank levels for the most part. Yeah, those other ones can have these little shield things that will actually block your laser beams. But I'll talk a little bit later.
You sure showed him.
I suppose I did.
Is your current occupation leaving a rotten taste in your mouth? Then you need to know about BTS, Blog Tactical Research Station. Hi, I'm Supreme Executive Chairman Drek, and we here at BTS are seeking motivated individuals to fill positions in these exciting careers. Grind boot tester, warhead assembly technician, mutant animal husbandry, robot repairman, suck cannon test dummy, and administrative assistant. So call BTS. Build our weapons while you build your future.
I'm calling BTS today.
Now we're talking. Did you see all the cool gadgets they're making? Let's go get some.
No, we must continue our search for Captain Quark.
You're absolutely right.
I am?
Sure. We need to find Quark. Although when we find him, wouldn't it be nice to be able to tell him where Chairman Drek is?
I suppose.
Well, we go to the space station and talk to the scientists. They work for Drek, so they're bound to know where he is.
I am unsure about your logic.
You think too much. Come on, let's go.
That's all we have to do here. We don't really have to do anything more. We can just leave. However, there's actually another weapon that we can actually get for free in this level if we continue on. Now, one of the things about the Ratchet and Clank series is that there actually is, for the most part, in every single level, we start here, we can go that way to where we were supposed to go, or we can go on this way, and there's generally multiple different paths that you actually have to take. Sometimes they're optional, most of the time they're all mandatory, but thing is, if you actually, like what was happening with Metropolis, after Novalis, you go straight to Metropolis, or Iridia, you really, it's just, if you don't go everywhere, which you might not, and you just continue like hopping around, you're probably going to actually have to go and backtrack. Like going straight to Eudora once you can from Metropolis without getting a swing shot is bad. Or going to Iridia before you ever went to Metropolis. You're going to have to go and do some backtracking. It was one of the complaints of the game, but for the most part, if you go in the right order and do everything in all the levels, it really isn't too much backtracking in the game. To be honest, I can only think of one true time you actually have to do backtracking, and the second part of the game, and I believe there's one time in the third part that you actually have to do some backtracking. Oh yeah, there's one time in the third that you have to do some backtracking. So there's really only twice you have to do any backtracking in the game. Granted, they also put you to new different areas. But, for one of them, actually for both of them, I hate the parts. It's just, oh, I hate Horizon more than any other level in the entire series. Well, at least for the Insomniac made game. It's just, you're going to see why I dread that level so much. And to be honest, it's just that, and one, it's hard, and it's the fact that because it's kind of hard, and you can actually die from the platforming and the actual combat, that you can just, it will chew through your money. Even if you're actually going for the gold bolts in it, it's going to chew through your money. Trying to do everything. Now these guys, these Blarg soldiers will actually run away if you actually get close to them. It's the easiest way to actually go and destroy them, so you actually just use the Glove of Doom. Glove of Doom's actually in a lot of different areas in which enemies are actually quite easy to get hit by enemies. It's probably wisest to actually go and just use them and then just, you know, dodge. Because your little buddies will actually do all the work for you. Oop. I thought you were gonna go for that one. No, you little Glove of Doom bot guy. You're so adorable. I love you anyway. I seriously can't get enough of these little guys. They're just very, very humorous, and they will do. Some of them will explode after a little while, though I doubt that was one of them exploding. Now, one of the things I really do like about this level, I was going on about this before I saved it for this level before, but look at all the color in this level. That's one of the big things about this game that I really enjoyed from the very beginning. It feels like an adventure. It really does feel like an adventure. It doesn't feel like you're saving the universe as much as you're, well, saving the galaxy as much as you're just going on a little adventure, which I really enjoy. Because, to be honest, you're not tasked with saving the galaxy yet. And I really, really do enjoy it. The game is very, very colorful and very, very just bright in the very beginning of the game. However, that changes during the later half of the game. Actually, parts 2 and 3 either have really dark levels in which just the overall atmosphere is dark, or the color palette is very, very skewed towards one color. Like Hoven, it's just white and blue. I forgot what that red level was, but there's a level that's pretty much just red, and that's all you can really see, red and brown. Horizon is just completely green. Green out the ass. They're just... It's all just one color for the most part. Except for a couple of levels. Pokataru, that's really colorful. The Gadgetron, pretty much headquarters world, is another one that's actually pretty colorful. But other than those, the color that's been in Novalis, that was in Metropolis, on Kirwan, that's been on Eudora, is going to... It's just going to disappear. And I don't like that. I really enjoyed it. Eudora is just... gives you a weapon for free. Gives you actually a pretty cool weapon for free. Gives you one of the best weapons in the game. Has just this bright atmosphere. Good platforming. Not to mention some pretty cool secrets. Good enemies. Just good level design all in all. Not to mention the actual music's pretty good. To be honest, I'm not going to be saying a lot about the music, mainly because I'm not actually listening to it. I'm listening. And anytime I'm recording with my HD PVR2, I'm not really listening to the game because of the preview on the actual computer is a couple seconds slower, and that just bothers the hell out of me because I'm too close to my TV. Can't have my TV on at all. So I'm just really listening to other music, but the music in the series is generally really good. But it's that kind of music that there's a couple of different things about it. One, it generally sticks to the background. You almost never notice it, and especially in Tools of Destruction, which, unless you actually tweak the audio settings, you're not going to be hearing the music all too well. But it's generally all of its background music. Pretty good background music. But everything sticks to the background, and it doesn't really feel all too memorable. But when you're actually paying attention to it, it's generally really good music, in my opinion. Now, we actually got the suck cannon, another one of those weapons that are actually... it's one of the reasons why I like the Ratchet and Clank weapons. We got the Glove of Doom, which is, you know, pretty cool. And now we have the suck cannon. What does it do? It sucks in little enemies and turns them into projectiles. Oh, this is going to be a lot of fun. Now, one of my friends absolutely loves this weapon. I'm not the biggest fan of it. It's not so much that I'm not like huge fan of it. It's just that I prefer using a lot of different other weapons, and it's like stuff like that. You can't aim it too well if you're not in the same plane as your opponent. And the fact that you also need to have little enemies to suck up. And the weapon comes backing up your arsenal, but you can also suck in boxes in that game. And also the weapon capacity, the ammo capacity is much, much larger in that game, because you can actually level them up. But that's for another game. We're going to be going to the, the Blarg space station. This is actually going to be one of the only times in this, well, not the only time in the series, the future saga really starts to use mini-bosses quite a lot. But it's the only time we actually face a mini-boss, I believe, in the first game. The second two had some mini-bosses in the arenas, but you don't really face any mini-bosses too often in the... Actually, scratch that. You actually do face quite a bit of mini-bosses. Yeah. There's just not too many mini-bosses in the first game. Well, see ya, everybody.